Welcome back to another DGen episode. Guys, I think it's finally time.
Is it time?
We need to have the Clemson conversation.
No.
After all the offseason hype that I heard about this team being ungodly, insane, amazing. Week 1, come in, tough game. LSU played really well. Can't fault them too much. It was a home game. You know, you could say what you want. Don't think it's that big of a panic. Week 2, halftime, you're down 16-3 to Troy. Troy.
Panic.
Troy.
Panic.
One of the
Full
worst
on
teams in the nation.
Panic.
I'm here to ask, is the panic button being pushed with the strength of the schedule, thinking these were going to be cakewalks, end of the year, you know, it's going to get
Not
real
cakewalk.
tough. Is there any panic button being pushed? We can ask Tyler first. I know he's the Clemson fan.
Yeah.
Just to see what his response, then we can react to how we feel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the answer is no. The answer is obviously
Zero panic.
Obviously.
very obviously.
No, wow.
Like the LSU game, we've covered this ad nauseum, but LSU's the third ranked team in the country right now. We should be winning home ranked games if we're going to win a national championship.
Yep.
You can't win a natty in week 1 though, and I think our defense played fantastic in that game. This week against Troy, or this past weekend against Troy, the offense in the first half was literally the only concern.
Cade Club McSpecial.
Yeah, I mean, well, Cade actually didn't have a bad game. I mean, so he threw one bad pass that was a pick 6 on the goal line, which typically that ball gets batted straight down. I mean, but he was 18 of 24, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then threw that one pick 6. So he threw 6 incomplete passes. One of those was obviously picked off. But Troy's offense scored 1 touchdown. It was on the first drive on a blown coverage where the safety wasn't there. The rest of the game, they had 3 points. Clemson, you know, it was kind of a weird timing. We scored the touchdown to end the half, but the guy's knee was down. We had to kick the field goal instead, went into halftime. And since we went down 16-0, I think in the next 5.5 minutes of football, we scored 20 unanswered points or 17 unanswered points, took the lead. And then, you know, we won 27-16. It was like a weird first 20 minutes of football, but last time we played Troy in 2016, we won by 6 points, 30-24, and went on to win a national championship that year. So I'm not panicking at all. They figured out the run game, which I think was actually the biggest issue. Adam Randall ended up running 21 times when they only gave him the ball once in the second half against LSU after he scored a touchdown for 112 yards and a touchdown. Look, it's Troy. I don't really care about any of the stats. At the end of the day, they needed to see something get going because things were so bad against LSU and there was so much talk about like all this pressure, Ryan said, you know, all the hype preseason, then it didn't materialize. All of a sudden you're in your own head. But I think they showed, you know, ability to bounce back really well, and we'll know this week. I think this is 1 week too early to have the conversation. Okay. I'm not panicking. We're away at Georgia Tech. It's going to be a 3-point spread at the kick. I mean, that's going to tell you everything you need to know. That's a hard place to play. They took Georgia to 8 overtimes there last year. I think, you know, this is a really experienced team, so we'll see next week. But right now, if you're panicking, I think you're a bit too early.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a little worried.
Yeah.
You know,
a couple sweats.
my hand is like half pressed on that meter there. You know, my hand would be fully double juiced on there if, you know, Troy had just not fumbled the bag as hard as they did. You know, I feel like Clemson did win this game, and like they did figure it out. Adam Randall played really well, which surprised I think everyone, including
the defense
Dabo.
was insane.
Defense played
4 turnovers.
Defense played well.
Minutes.
Yeah, I mean, is that the defense? Is that Goose doing, you know, Goose things?
Who's that? Was that the?
That's the quarterback.
Goose Crowder.
Actually,
Yeah,
it
Goose
wasn't him.
Crowder.
It was miracle deflections out of their
No,
hands.
yeah, I mean, like it's staying
Bounced
off
off
his
his ass.
back. Like, you know, it's
Shout out
kind of
Ashton.
insane. So, again, not only that, but they faked a field goal that, you know, resulted in 0 points
That
and
was
turnover
pretty
on
hilarious.
downs.
That was
That's
awesome.
like, you know, that and then the penalties to combine for 95 yards in penalty yards is just ridiculous. You're stabbing yourself in the femur, and that's not good. And so, while I would like to double press this panic button, I'm half pressing it because they did figure it out, but they should have figured it out a lot earlier.
I'm going to be completely honest here.
Oh,
all right?
be honest. Ooh, honesty time.
If I were a Clemson fan, I would be full panic mode. And the reason for that is simply because it depends what you expect out of your team. For instance, like I'm an LSU fan. I went into this season with the hopes and aspirations that we put out a team that can go and win a national championship. if that's your goal for Clemson football this year, it's full panic time. I'm an LSU fan. We're 2-0, and I'm like quarter pressing panic because our offense hasn't clicked in 2 weeks. Our defense looks good. It's shown up for 2 weeks, but like Nussmeier looked off against Louisiana Tech. And I know the last 6 years we've played Louisiana Tech, they always kind of play us close, but like these teams you have to put away. Yeah. Like Ohio State's winning 70-0, Oregon's scoring 66. I mean, USC's putting up 60. Like you got to show what kind of team you are. And for some reason that hasn't materialized with, Clemson's offense. And I can kind of relate to that as an LSU fan. Like our offense hasn't looked as good as I know it can be, but you have to be proactive on these things, because if you don't, and you just wait and say eventually it'll fix itself, and maybe you see glimpses and flashes of, okay, we got the run game going, but Cade didn't look good, and until the fourth quarter, and then who knows, next game against Georgia Tech, Cade could be on fire, but you can't run the ball, and you need to have all the pieces working together if you want to be a team that's going to go out and take out Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, like all these top teams. Yeah. So I would full press the panic button and hope that something kind of changes soon, because you can't, like college football, you only have 11, 12 weeks at this. Clemson already has a loss, so you can't really afford to slip up. And even though they went and took care of business in the fourth quarter or second half against Troy, who knows? You're one just weird play away. It's college football, so your quarterback takes a wrong step and has to sit out for the game. Like, there's too many things that can go wrong for you to keep those games close. So I would say full panic button for Clemson.
Yeah, I'm 100% on the panic button. This game for Georgia Tech, I'm waiting for, because then I'm throwing away the panic button because there's nothing to panic about. It's over with. But this, my hand's on the panic button only because their touchdowns in the second half were on 2 picks that they started the ball on the 25, 14 of their 27 points, or 14 of their 24 points in the second half. They started the ball on the 25 and 26-yard line, and I still... my only thing about this year was saying this Clemson offense wasn't my worry, and unfortunately it has been. I don't think Cade's he was top 3 in Heisman, top 3 in everything, maybe a top first-round pick, and I don't think he's looked remotely close to that. As of this year, I know losing Antonio Williams hurts, but if you're good, you have 5 stars everywhere else, you should be able to perform. I just think they're just filling cracks, and it's about to explode. And when it explodes, you're gonna have to play the number 5 team, or you're gonna have to play a top 10 team.
And they play
multiple
Florida
times
State in 3 weeks.
Do you play Miami?
No, it plays SMU.
Or SMU. That's what SMU.
At Louisville.
I'm saying you play tough teams where these teams
South Carolina.
You're not gonna be able to do what you did against Troy against these other teams.
No.
So I think that if doing it this early, like I said, my hand's already on the panic button. If they lose to Georgia Tech next week, I don't even think Clemson is they would, because if they win out, they're just national champions, because they'd have to beat South Carolina, whatever, every single team. If they go 1-2 to start the year, I think it's trouble, absolute trouble. The panic button's gone because there's nothing to bounce back from.
Yeah, if we lose next week, I agree. But the reason I'm not panicking is because I think if I panic, when you were saying hit the panic button, you mean to make adjustments or something. I think they did that at halftime. There's a lot of rumors about what was said at halftime, but Dabo walked out of halftime with a play sheet, and he hasn't had that in his hands for 3 years since they hired Garrett Riley, and immediately in 4 minutes we took the lead. I don't know what was going on, but the offense was completely different in the second half than the first half with the plays they were calling. They were being physical, running downhill, play action, getting Wesco open downfield. Nothing we had seen since then. So if we started and looked okay for the LSU game and then just started bad again, I would be a little more worried than just the offense looking terrible from first kickoff against the LSU game all throughout till the second half. And then it looks like something did change, at least schematically, with the plays that are getting called. And then, we scored 24-0 in the second half and win the game. So I think if we can start the Georgia Tech game calling the plays the way we did against this team, I have no worries about our defense at all. I think they're actually better than I thought they'd be. And then if we can get Cade in opportunities, because I think we already learned Cade isn't, the best quarterback in the country. That's extremely obvious to everyone. But I think he can make throws if you put him in the right spots. And you've seen that in certain spots of different games where if the play calls, if he gets in a rhythm and they're calling plays where he feels comfortable, he's going to make the right throw.
Setting him up to be successful.
It's going to be the touchdown to Wesco was a dime in the back of the end zone over the shoulder on a play action. But if he has to go make reads and sit back there and it's all on him, it's not going to happen. And the other team needs to know we can run the ball. So I think if you can run the ball, we're going to be really good. And yeah, I'm not panicked at all. I mean, I think
Wow.
we run the table, 11-1. I think our only loss is gonna be to a top 3 LSU. So
Wow.
I'm not gonna
No panic.
I'm not hitting that panic button. But sounds like everyone else is. Mike's almost there. Mike's half
panic.
panic.
Half panic.
I'm throwing away the panic button next week if they lose. It's
'Cause
not
there's-
even like
there's
a
no
panic
reason to
button.
panic.
No, because it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't think it's going to be over. I mean, we're going to talk about that game. In a
Oh,
lot
it'll
more.
be electric.
But let us know what you think in the comments. Is it time to panic in Clemson?
Dabble in the hot seat.
No,
fan.
Dad will never be on the hot seat.
Dabble on the
But
hot seat.
let us know in the comments if you think he should be.
Seat's
We'll see you
hot.
on the next one.